Hello and welcome back to another Gaming with Killatia, where we'll be reviewing New Super Mario Bros. U this time around for the Nintendo Wii U. I could tell you the plot of this game, but this is a Super Mario Bros. Game. You should already know the plot after 25 years of gaming goodness. On top of that, can we really call this series New Super Mario Bros., considering that this is the fourth entries into that series? Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but other than that, the game is still very fun to play. The gameplay stays true to the classic Super Mario formula. Go from left to right hitting on Goombas and Koopas while finding secrets, power-ups, and getting to the flagpole at the end of the levels. However, some of the power-ups from previous games have not been introduced in this one, like the penguin suit and the Koopa shells. And some that do make it into the version, like the meaty mushrooms, do not play as big of a role as they used to do. However, Nintendo did try to balance it out with new Baby Yoshis. These Baby Yoshis have all kinds of different abilities to help Mario in his adventures, like becoming a big balloon to float him across big gaps, or to become a gigantic flashlight and lights up caves like you are seeing in this footage. And whether you're playing New Super Mario Bros. U with the gamepad or with your regular Wii remotes, the controls are absolutely perfect no matter what your preference is. Speaking of the gamepad, it doesn't come into play too much. The only real time it does is when your friend is using the Wii remote and you have the Wii pad. With the Wii pad, you can place blocks wherever you want throughout the stage, whether to help your friends or to just flat out troll them. Doesn't really take much advantage, but I'm glad Nintendo didn't shoehorn too much of the Wii U's gamepad capabilities into the game. And yes, you can also play the entire game on the Wii U's gamepad screen, and I gotta say, sometimes it looks better than what is shown on my TV. As for the graphics, they are very subtle upgrades, but they are still noticeable, especially if you finish this game and go back to the previous entries. The backgrounds are much more detailed. The character models are also much more detailed and has much more animation to them. And the game looks gorgeous on an HD television. Like I said, subtle, but still very beautiful. As for the music, they're not bad, but we pretty much heard most of them already in the previous New Super Mario Bros. Entry. And I kinda wish Nintendo made new music for this game. Like I said earlier, the lack of power-ups from previous entries are pretty disappointing, and I also wish there was new music in this game instead of relying old recycled music from the previous entries. But there's really not a whole lot to hate about New Super Mario Bros. U. And while the game does feel a little bit easy sometimes, there is a challenge mode that will really test your skill as a Super Mario Bros. Fan with different goals and objectives. And let me tell you, these will definitely give you a challenge. But I am kinda disappointed that there is a $60 price tag with this game. Now, I do understand that's the standard pricing for games these days, but compare that to Sonic All-Star Racing, which has just as much content and replay value as Super Mario Bros. U for only $40. It does make paying $60 a little bit painful. However, New Super Mario Bros. U does have plenty of content, gameplay, to make it worth the $60. If you have a Wii U, you should have this game in your library right away. Overall, I give it a B. This is Killatia signing off. Hope to see you after my Christmas vacation.